Hey guys, and welcome back to SM Talks and welcome back to Chelsea Daily News. You know what? This is turning out to be one of the most depressing transfer window for Chelsea fans. However, like most of the fan base, right now, I'm still calm. I'm still patient and I'm still waiting for us to sell players. Let's be honest. We are not going to sign anybody until we get rid of the deadwood. Financially, it makes more sense. Until we get rid of your Zappa Drinkwater, Lewis Baker, Kennedy, Bakayoko, unless we get rid of those players, we're not signing anybody. The reason being is that once you start spending money in the transfer market, once you start flexing your money, if we are, for example, let's say we go out there, we sign Declan Rice for 80 million. All of a sudden, AC Milan would look at that situation with Bakayoko and go like, you just signed Declan Rice. You have another midfielder now, so you're desperate to sell Bakayoko. So we're not going to bid for him. We're going to bid as low as possible. You have no negotiation right. We'll just get him like that. And that's what Chelsea faced last transfer window when we signed Ben Chilwell. When we signed Ben Chilwell, all of a sudden, people knew that we had to sell one of Alonso or Emerson. So we struggled to sell them because everyone knew that we were desperate to sell him and they're offering peanuts like 5 million, 10 million for Emerson and Alonso. Speaking of Emerson, first report of the day is Emerson Palmieri is reported to leave Chelsea this window. Again, this was between him and Marcos Alonso. One of them will stay, another one of them will leave. Looks like Emerson Palmieri is the more likely to leave. When Antonio Conte was at Inter Milan, Marcos Alonso was the favourite to join Inter Milan. However, things have changed. Emerson Palmieri is gathering interest from Italy. He had a very, very decent Euros. After Spinazzola went injured, he stepped up. And you know what? I was really impressed by him. So, the big boys in Italian football, Juve, we're speaking about the likes of Roma because they lost Spinazzola for 6 months. Inter Milan, Napoli, I saw Atalanta was linked to him. All these big boys are after Emerson. But the problem is we have no negotiation right here. Because this guy, let's be honest, is our third choice left back and we are desperate to get rid of him. Because you don't need 3 left backs. Let's be honest, you can do it 2 left backs a season. You don't need a 3 left back. It was all good him coming off the bench and scoring a last minute goal against Atletico Madrid. But let's be honest, we could have won the Champions League without Emerson Palmieri's contributions. I like Emerson. If Tuchel decided to go 4 at the back and there's someone out in the market for Marcos Alonso, I would keep Emerson as a backup. Don't get me wrong. However, it looks like Emerson is much more valuable asset, and if we stick 3 at the back, Alonso is much more valuable to Chelsea. So the reports from Italy coming that a lot of Italian clubs are very, very interested in Emerson, and he is going to leave. Again, this video is going to be a lot based on players leaving than players coming in. However, there is a big striker named, I think you've heard of him before, Robert Lewandowski. We might be linked to him. So wait till the end of the video. I'll discuss about that. Again, look, I'm not an ITK. I don't claim to be an ITK. I'm not them weirdos that claim to be. They know stuff inside the thing. I just go off by the report and I report to you guys. I'm not an ITK. I'm not a insider at Chelsea. I just read reliable reports and report to you guys. Again, speaking of reliable reports, last night, just before I went to bed, I saw Tammy Abraham was trending. I was like, what's happening now? Is West Ham done deal? Is he gone to West Ham? Is he gone to Brighton? Is he gone to Everton? What's happening? The reports are stating that Arsenal are the favourites to get Tammy Abraham. Arsenal Football Club. What do I feel about this? Look, the report, by the way, the whole report is Arsenal want Tammy Abraham on loan with obligation of 40 million, which they have to pay next window. My personal opinion is, if I was given 2 options, to sell to West Ham for 30 million or give it to Arsenal on loan with obligation to buy for 40 million, I am taking that. I like Tammy. I think Tammy's a great lad. I think Tammy's a great character to have behind the scenes, and he's a very decent finisher, a very decent Premier League striker, you know. But he will never be that top level striker. He will never be a Haaland. He will never be a Lewandowski. He will never be a Luis Suarez. And look, in football, a lot can change. He can go to Arsenal, have a good surrounding around him, great coaching, momentum, all of that stuff can boost him into a superstar striker. I am not denying that. But from what I've seen at Chelsea, from what I've seen at youth level, he is a very decent striker, but just not world-class level striker that Chelsea need. I would take that. I would personally take that 40 million for Tammy Abraham. I do believe if we get 40 million from West Ham or if we get 40 million from other clubs, then we shouldn't sell to Arsenal. But we know history with Arsenal, Willian and Czech and all that. So, yeah, that's all. Another outgoing report has been that Lewis Bate has agreed to join Leeds United. I have a whole video coming out about the youth players. Keep an eye out for that. Let's talk about our incomings. Now, this is where people are interested. Last night, I've watched a interview done by CFC Pies with Simon Johnson, who's a tier 1 reliable journalist for Chelsea. What he had to say is that Chelsea want another midfielder. The whole point of loaning Billy Gilmour out is because Chelsea were confident they were going to sign another midfielder. That midfielder being Declan Rice is the first target. Tushimani is being the second choice. All he said is that Monaco wants around 30 to 40 million. Again, look, Chelsea aren't going to sign anyone. No Rice, no Tushimani, no Haaland until we get others do, until we sell players, basically. We have to sell 6 to 7 players at least. Let me just list off the players we have to sell before we can even think about signing players. Bakayoko, Kennedy, Emerson, Lewis Baker, Baba Rahman, did I say Zappa Costa? Zappa Costa is another one. All these players we have to sell before we can sign anyone else. Anyway, another reports are stating that Armando Broja is going to be a first-team player next season. He's not going to go out on loan. He's pretty much, if we sign a new striker, then he's going to play the second choice, like the Giroud role. If we don't, then he will still be around Chelsea next season, maybe even get more game time. I really like Armando Broja. Again, I'll do a video on Armando Broja soon. Anyway, let's talk about the big Lewandowski report from last night. Actually, yesterday, more like. Robert Lewandowski's agent, Pini Zahavi. If you're a Chelsea fan, you would know him. So Zahavi is a very close friends with Roman Abramovich, and Zahavi is working with Roman Abramovich to get a deal of Lewandowski over the line. However, it's not going to be as easy. He's 32 years old, and we know Chelsea's policy over 30 is. Now, Bayern Munich would want more than 60, 70 million. He's the best player, arguably the best striker in the world, arguably the best player in Bayern's history or whatever. They're going to ask for a lot more money, 60, 70 million. Now, here's the catch. I don't think Chelsea will pay 60, 70 million for Lewandowski. However, if Lewandowski forces a move and he hands in a transfer request and Zahavi does his deal, I could see it come through very, very smoothly because of his agent's link with Roman Abramovich. Again, look, I'm just stretching here. I'm just throwing it out there, whatever. I don't know what we're going to do in the striker situation. That's my point. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And goodbye.